Hi everyone, so today we have with us Mr. Justin, who is also a SG parent here in Singapore. So what we want to know is the viewpoints from parents with regards to the Singapore education system and everything. So Justin, would you mind sharing with the audience a little bit about yourself and your family?
So I have two kids. One of them is in primary school now, so I'm starting to feel all the pressures of a primary school parent. I also have another one. So the primary school is primary 3, 9 years old, and the other one is K1, so it's 4 years old this year.
All right.
Oh yeah, 5 years old. Sorry.
5 years
See, I forgot my children's age.
Just to share to the audience, I have a primary 1 kid myself. So I'm also sitting here together speaking as a SG parent myself in my own context. So let me start the ball rolling to ask questions to Mr. Justin. So let's just put it generally. What is your viewpoint about SG education?
I think I'm going to start slowly. I have quite some strong viewpoints about the education system, but I think in general, I would say it's a bad education system. It's good for a reason. Singapore is a developed country and everything, and so there are good parts of the education system, but there's also bad parts of that or the same system. And I think it's just that parents are part of the problem actually, not just the education system. And of course, the system sort of encourages or supports this behavior by the parents. So I think that's my very high-level summary of what I think it is.
Very interesting point you put out, because many a times what I heard from parents are that they complain a lot about the MOE system. They complain a lot about how the teachers are not contributing much enough. But today you have just pointed out that the parents could be the problem. So I would like to drill in a little bit more on this. How would the parents be the problem then?
Wow, okay, I have friends who are primary school teachers, and I think I've heard some stories myself. So I tell myself, okay, I don't want to be the kind of parent, right? Because the teachers obviously, it's not easy for them. Primary school, the class size is about 40, right? So you can imagine if I'm a parent, right? I have 2 kids at home, and they drive me nuts.
Okay.
So you can imagine if I have 40, I think I will really just kill. So I can imagine the struggles of a teacher, and then it's also a kind of thankless job. They wake up early, they also go home late, they gotta mark their homework, they gotta prepare for the next day or whatever, right? They got also some teachers got CCA and other things to do, admin. So for me, I understand the teachers' difficulties, but also I think the system, unfortunately, is not there to support them. Maybe because it's hard to hire teachers, it's hard to find teachers to stay in the system. It's hard to have admin support for the teachers. Unlike those, name brand or private schools, they can afford to pay for all this. So I empathize with the teachers, that's first and foremost. Secondly, I think a lot of parents are just kiasu. That's just the Singaporean way. But the other problem is that the parents are, to put it in a very blunt way, the parents are noob because I only have 2 kids, right? My first kid, for example, now is the one in primary school. It's my first kid in primary school. How would I know what to do? So all I can find out is I ask friends, I hear this one, I read a forum, I watch a YouTube or whatever, right? Or you watch this kind of podcast, and then you figure out, oh, this is what I should do as a parent. So there's a lot of advice from well-meaning people, but it may not be the best advice also. So it's really up to the parent to learn also as part of the journey, to educate themselves, to figure out how it is like. And then if you look at how we were brought up, sometimes we use that as an example, right? So those examples may or may not be good. So one of the very common theme that you hear is, should I cane my children, right? The modern teaching is that you shouldn't cane, it harms the children in a certain way. But the old school way is just whack them. So, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, go ahead, it's of course.
So there are different schools of thought. I think there's somewhat of a balance. So it's not an easy thing to figure out.
There's definitely no one formula that solves everything.